What if we could go into all the world without ever leaving the U.S.?
What if we saw people moving to our country as a missional opportunity?
What if we reached the nations through our cities?
What if God is sending millions of unreached peoples to North America for more than a better life?
What if I didn't come to America for the American dream?
What if I came as a part of God's redemptive story?
What if we responded to the fact that over half of the world's population now live in cities?
What if I am more open to the gospel here than in my own country?
What if the gates to unevangelized countries were open through American cities?
What if the gospel spread through networks that already exist?
Through business,
through education,
through migration.
What if our cities became birthplaces for disciple-making movements around the world?
What if I take my education and Jesus back with me to my country?
What if the command to go meant across town?
What if American Christians were as good at missions in our homeland as we are overseas?
What if the next challenge for missionary pioneers is not reaching remote villages, but reaching busy, hidden, influential people now residing in our cities?
What if the strategic frontier of missions is closer to home than you think?
What if the foreigner next door is one God wants to save?
To reach thousands in Asia,
in the Middle East.
What if disciples were made through long-distance phone calls?
What if churches were started through Skype?
What if churches not only adopted people groups overseas?
What if we adopted the immigrant next door?
What if immigrants reached immigrants?
What if business people didn't just support missions?
What if their business was used for mission?
What if I used my home to welcome foreigners?
What if I am the one God wants to use to reach the nation?
What if I am the one?
What if I am the one?
What if you are the one?
And what if a network existed to launch you into what God is doing among least reached peoples and cities?